Okay guys, so today was the last day of Icast, so pretty much all the tackle has been released and shown to the public, and I'm going to make a few videos going over the interesting releases that I thought were pretty cool and something that you guys may be interested in. And of course we're going to start out with Shimano. Now they had a pretty big year at Icast this time around. They released several new reels, and we're going to go over that in this video. Okay, so the first reel is the ALDEBARAN 50 MGL. It's a reel that I thought was going to be needed here instead of the 30 MGL, and apparently they knew that as well, so they gave it a 50 capacity spool along with the new MGL spool as well and the new brakes. Now it looks like it's going to have the same bluish color as the 30 MGL, and they've officially listed the weight as 4.8 ounces, which was what I weighed the 30 MGL at, and I think that's due to the larger brass cone or brake pipe that's on the handle side plate that gave it that increase in weight. And they've upgraded the drag to a cross carbon drag as well. So yeah, the new ALDEBARAN 50, it's pretty much going to be almost a bait finesse reel without being an official bait finesse reel. And once again, I'm glad they went with the 50 size, because this thing should be able to cast a mile, and you're going to need that extra line capacity over the 30. Okay guys, so apparently the rumors were true, and Shimano decided to bring over the METANIUM DC. Now there's some good news and some bad news with this. Now the bad news is that it is not coming with the MGL spool as some have reported. So that means that it's going to be the same METANIUM DC that's available in Japan now. And that's not really bad news, as you know, this thing is a bomb caster. There's not too many other reels that are going to stand up to this thing as far as casting goes. But the good news is, because it does not have an MGL spool, that means I don't have to buy one. So that's pretty much good news for my bank account. Now one thing that's pretty surprising about this METANIUM is that it's cheaper than I thought it was going to be. It's only 500 bucks. Now I firmly thought it was going to be $600 if they ever brought it over here, but Shimano decided to give us a break and it's only $499. Now of course that's still a lot, but you get that full Shimano warranty with it. So that's great for you guys who, you know, if you're spending this kind of money for a reel, you want to have some, you know, assurance and some kind of a backup warranty in case something went wrong, and I can definitely understand that. So yeah, METANIUM DC, $499, puts it squarely into the price bracket of the DAIWA STEEZ T-Wing. So, that might be a little bit of foreshadowing there. But yeah, METANIUM DC. Okay guys, so this is no surprise. Of course, Shimano officially unveiled the much anticipated Curado DC. Now this thing apparently won some kind of best of show award as predicted, and yeah, it was officially released. Now I saw several videos of this reel being cast by several different people at the Icast casting pond, and there was one suspect video where they were claiming the cast went 80 yards. Didn't look like 80 yards to me, but who knows. Now, of course, you know, once I get my reel, I'm going to be giving you guys some measured casts so we know exactly how far this thing can cast whatever lure. Now, of course, you know pretty much all the information on this thing already. And I did find one bit of information that's new. Now, apparently this reel was released in Malaysia, where it's manufactured, before it was released anywhere else. So there's some Malaysian guys who did some unboxing videos, and I have a subscriber that did an unboxing video, and he shared with me that the spool weight on this thing was 20.16 grams, so that's pretty heavy. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing casts the lighter lures. But of course, I'm going to find out for you guys and show you what it can do once I get mine. So let's cross our fingers and hope I ordered it early enough to be one of the first guys to get it. Okay guys, once again, Curado DC won one of the Best of Show awards as expected. Okay guys, so this next reel I think is probably the most important reel released by Shimano at this year's Icast, and that is the SLX bait casting reel. Now Shimano released a pretty slick video of this thing in action a few days before Icast, and there were a lot of comments on this thing. Now the first comment was that this was obviously aimed at the younger angler, you know, the high school kid, the college kid, the kids who are kind of on a budget but they need a good quality reel, and I agree with that. Now there's nothing wrong with targeting those anglers because they are the future of fishing. And the other comments were that this thing looked like it was made of graphite. So let's get into it. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but this is an all-new reel. This is not based on any other reel. This is a brand new frame and side plates, it looks like. And this is supposed to replace the CAENAN, I believe. And they say that it's actually 20% smaller than the previous CAENAN. And if that's the case, then this thing is going to be tiny. Now, the great thing about this reel is that it's actually made of aluminum. It's got an aluminum frame with graphite side plates. And this thing is also priced at $99. So in the past, Shimano's $99 offering, I should say offerings, had graphite frames, and that was the only thing that you could knock about them, because you definitely couldn't knock the performance and the casting ability of those reels. Look at the CASITAS. So Shimano decided to address that by giving it an aluminum frame, and it's got these really nice blue accents, the blue spool tension knob, the handle nut. Now I'm not sure about the blue graphics that say SLX on the, you know, the palming side plate, but I think I could get over that. Now let's go over these other features here. Now it's supposed to weigh 6.9 ounces according to Tackle Warehouse. It's going to come in 3 different gear ratios: 6.3, 7.2, and 8.2. It has 3 ball bearings and 1 roller bearing. It's supposed to have 12 pounds of drag, and the cool thing is that it looks like it's going to have that Curado K handle and knobs. Now if you haven't touched the knobs on the Curado K, they are the most comfortable out on the market in my opinion. So Shimano decided to give us the Curado K handle and knobs for this $99 reel. Now overall I like the looks of this reel, but the one thing that I think was a step backwards, and I think that was intentional by Shimano, was that this is going back to the old VBS braking system. Now the VBS braking system is that old 6-pin where you had to open up the side plate and, you know, pop the pins in and out. Shimano's been using them for years until they came out with the SBS Infinity, and I think they went with this older system for 2 reasons. Now the first reason was that they didn't want this thing to cut into the sales of their more expensive reels by giving it, you know, the SBS Infinity brakes and that aluminum frame at the $99 price point. Because why would you buy, you know, a CITICA or a Curado if you can get an aluminum frame reel with SBS for 99 bucks? And also another thing that I think was influenced in this decision to use the VBS was none other than John B. Now John B makes no bones about the fact that he likes the older Shimanos with the set and forget VBS brakes, And if you ever watched a lot of his videos, if he ever finds, you know, some of the old cores, the old Curado E's and whatnot, he buys those reels up and he still uses them today. So I think that was kind of another factor in putting these older style brakes into this Shimano SLX. Now, looking at the specs on Tackle Warehouse, it looks like the line capacity is going to be the same as the CASITAS. So it looks to be a 150 size spool. Now let's hope the spool is at least as light as the CASITAS one, somewhere around 15 grams, I hope. And as you can also see, it's got that Curado K style thumb bar, which I'm okay with, but you know, there's a few people out there that don't seem to like it. But yeah, I'm really excited that they came out with this reel. Now I don't know what's going to happen with the CASITAS now that this is at the $99 price point, but I can tell you that there were a ton of other $99 reels released at Icast this year, so it's gonna, you know, have some stiff competition. But yeah, once again, the Shimano SLX bait casting reel should be released sometime this fall. Okay, so another pretty surprising release that I didn't see coming was the Tranx 200. So there's not very many pictures on this reel, but judging by the very few that have come out, this is basically, looks like a Curado K frame. So it's basically a Curado 200 beefed up for saltwater use. It's going to have the core protect and waterproof drag. It's going to have the SVS Infinity, it looks like, so that's good. It's going to have less bearings at 3+1 bearings, and it's going to have a slightly beefed up drag over the Curado at 13 pounds. So basically, they took a Curado K and beefed it up for inshore and saltwater use, and this is going to be at $199. So this is something great for the inshore saltwater guys who want something that might be a little tougher than a CHRONARCH G, or something that's a lot cheaper than a CHRONARCH G. Now, in my opinion, with this silver color, it really shows you how good looking that Curado K frame is. The Curado K with that dark matte black color, it kind of just hides the contours and the shape of the body and frame, but as you can see with this new Tranx 200, that frame and body is pretty good looking. I personally have no use for a Tranx 200, you know, being landlocked that I am, but yeah, for all you saltwater inshore guys, this is something that's definitely worth looking into, especially since it's got the new SVS Infinity instead of the old VBS like the bigger Tranx. So yeah, there we go, the Tranx 200. Okay, so here's one for you big swim bait guys, or guys chasing those you know, those big muskies or big trophy fish. It is the Calcutta Conquest A, and apparently this is a kind of a updated version of the current Calcutta Conquest. Let me tell you what's different. There's a couple of differences here. Now, this is only going to come, I believe, in a 3 and 400 size. They've given it a synchronized level wind, so I'm not sure what that means or what the difference is between the old version. It's gonna have a new brake system, well, not new, but a kind of a old school brake system, the 8-pin VBS. So instead of giving it the SVS Infinity like the older version, for some reason they've given it the 8-pin VBS system. I don't know why. Maybe some of you big swim bait guys tell me what the need for the synchronized level wind is and why you would need the 8-pin VBS over the SVS Infinity. And it's going to offer a higher gear ratio as well at 6.2 versus I think the old one had like a 5.6 or a 4.8 or something like that. So yeah, there we go, the Calcutta Conquest A. And these are going to be, you know, almost 600 bucks. So I'm not a big swim bait guy, so I don't foresee myself getting one of these, at least for now. Maybe in the future if I start doing big swim baits and going after big fish, then it'd be something I'd look into. But yeah, there we go, Calcutta Conquest A. Okay, so I'm gonna feature one spinning reel here, and it looks like Shimano's come out with a new Katana FD. Now I don't really see much in the way of changes as far as specification go from the old one. Other than color, the only thing that I see is a price drop of 10 to 20 bucks. So I think it used to be 50 bucks and they dropped it down to like $30 and $40 depending on the size. So a lot of you guys who, you know, are on a tight budget and you want to, you know, the Shimano quality, but you just can't spend the money, this would be great for you. You know, you're looking at a $30 to $40 reel for a quality Shimano. So yeah, once again, the Katana FD. Okay guys, so as you can see, Shimano had a really big year at Icast as far as releasing new reels. Now, on the rod side of things, it wasn't such a big year, and that's kind of a disappointment. So let's go over the very few new rods that I saw Shimano come out with. Now, the first set of rods is the SLX line of rods. Now, obviously, the casting rods are supposed to be paired up with the new SLX reel, and these rods look really nice. They went with the blue accents. It's looks like a really clean design, very minimalistic. They got the carbon 4 grip, the blue accents, the split grip. So yeah, I really like these. I think I'm gonna pick up an SLX combo when they do get released, just to try them out and let you guys know how they fish. They're going to come in lengths of 6'10" all the way to 7'10", with mostly fast and extra fast tapers, which, you know, us American guys really like those tapers. I think they're going to be from medium all the way to maybe extra heavy as far as power, and they're going to have spinning rods as well. So yeah, the Shimano SLX rods, those look like the big new rods that Shimano came out with at this year's Icast. Now, Shimano also released the Curado rods in split grip. If you remember, the Curado rods were released last year and they had the full cork grip, so now they've released the split grip model. It seems like everyone is going back to full cork grip this year, but Shimano kind of bucked the trend and offered a split grip model for the Curado rods for all us guys that like split grips. Now this should give the rod a little bit lighter weight. So yeah, Curado split grip rods, and I believe that's going to be spinning and casting as well. Now this is something that I saw on Shimano USA's website that's very, very exciting to me, and that is the Shimano Sensalite casting rods. According to Shimano, these are bait casting rods, right? Meant for crappie. So they're going to come in light and ultralight powers. The one rod that I saw on Shimano's website said it was going to be a 7-foot, extra fast. It doesn't give a lure weight rating, but it gives a line rating from 4 to 8 pounds. So that is something that I am very interested in. It's not, you know, officially called a bait finesse rod, but it's going to have the bait finesse specifications. And with that 7-foot length, that's something I could use to, you know, get my light lures out a little bit farther. So I'm definitely going to pick one of these up, and these are supposed to be affordable. I don't know how much they're going to cost. Hopefully, you know, not over $100. There's no really word on the pricing, but as soon as I get one, you know, I'm going to show you guys. So that's all I see as far as rod releases. Now the one rod I was hoping Shimano would bring over would be the new 2018 Poison Adrenas with that full carbon monocoque handle, because I really would like to get one of those with a warranty and not have to pay the expense of shipping it over here. But apparently they didn't do that, so you know, maybe next year. Here's to hoping. Okay guys, that looks like everything from Shimano. They had a pretty big year. They won some awards, and just be on the lookout for the DAIWA video and the rest of the cool things I saw at Icast. Thanks a lot.